Hello friend, this is Paper Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're able to hear me. I know my voice is very low right now because I'm recording in the evening and my family is in bed. And so I'm sorry if the volume is really low, but that's the best I can do right now. So anyway, I just wanted to hop in real quick to let you guys know what I've been up to lately. Basically, I've been playing with all kinds of laces, and I've actually done a swap with a dear friend, a new friend, and I won a challenge that she had with some golden books. And so I want to give a shout out to Lisa. I believe, I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but I think it's Stavino. So I'm going to go ahead and link her YouTube video below, so you should check her out and let her know that Paper Kitty sent you her way. So without further ado, I have a little bit of a plan, and that is I'm trying to do a little mini snippet roll here. And so what I've done is I repurpose old vintage either curtains or table covers, doily type things. I usually like to find the ones that have imperfections on them, either stains or that are just so old that they start kind of falling apart, or that are just like they're too old to use, for example, in your house, just because it's it would not look right. And so instead of just letting them kind of rot in a corner in a box somewhere, I like to be able to just repurpose these things. And since I do the junk journals, I love just creating with fabric as well as paper. But the thing with fabric is I don't love to sew. I like sewing. Actually, I do love sewing, but not necessarily in a very intricate fashion, like like the seamstress and the people that know how to sew really well. I think that requires an enormous amount of patience, and honestly, to me, it's a little stressful. So I don't want to do that because I don't want to be overly stressed out when I'm crafting. The whole purpose of crafting is to give me something enjoyable to do that releases stress. So kudos to those men and women that do love to sew and do so, either professionally or whatever, and they really try and they really do a good job. So I applaud them, but that's not who I am. And so like I said, because mainly I like to use a lot of different types of mediums. As you know, the main one is paper for me. But then fabric has got to be the next. I absolutely love fabric, and especially lace. And so I'm trying to work a little bit on this this was from if I'm not mistaken, this was either a bed sheet or a curtain. But this is the part that it's already sewn perfectly. So it's already really well, this little piece is really well measured out and sewn. Now I did cut here and here and here because I think I ripped it out of, I think this was a small curtain if I'm not mistaken, like a little kitchen curtain back there. So going back to what I'm doing here, before I start on this, a couple of snippets rolls that I've already done. Again, this one is another mini one that I made. And so here it is. And just basically, it's one of these pieces from a curtain. And then it's got just layers of different pieces. Layers over layers. Now some of the trim that I have, I actually made it with fabric that I had. I just basically sewed them into a ruffle, and so made them into a trim. in many cases. And actually, what's funny is that I asked Lisa to swap laces with me because I knew she was a very reliable person, and she had made a beautiful Halloween vintage journal. There's not a lot of lace in there, but I guess when I saw her style in that, I thought this is someone that I feel like I feel comfortable swapping with, and that is, you know, may have similar style in some things. And so anyway, long story short, I haven't received her package yet. I believe she sent it today. I sent mine on Saturday, and I told her I would send my package out to her first. So anyway, yeah, so it was a really great swap thus far, mainly because aside from just kind of having a new friend, which I really appreciate, and she just seems to be such a darling, I've also kind of challenged myself to go through my fabrics and my laces and even create some trims out of some beautiful embroidered fabrics and so forth. So definitely really fun to do this. And now I've only used a little bit of the Fix. I didn't use too much. I just used a little bit here and there to attach these pieces. And so I really love it, the way that it came out. You know, a little bit of ribbon here. And I'm still gonna potentially sew this one. I mean, I don't think you have to. It still looks pretty like that. If you don't sew, you can probably do a no sew. I did a video in the past with a no sew snippet, I believe, and if I find it, I will link it in the description box below as well, so you can take a look at that. And then I have another, I did go ahead and do a show and tell on a snippet roll that I did before that was gorgeous, I believe. And so I'm gonna also put that one in the information box below. Always check the information box, the description box below my videos, because I usually have some good information there that you might be interested in checking out. So please be sure and do that every time you see my videos, if you like. And so okay, I'm gonna move on here to this other kind of a snippet, but it's not really a snippet. This is more of a, I guess you would say, I call this like a either a fabric lace flip or a cover, because you know, this is something that I have used something like this to cover a journal. And you know, again, I have my base, which is just a plain fabric. In this case, there was some embroidery on the corners. This used to be an old tablecloth that had a few stains in several places, and so I could no longer use it as a and I believe I purchased it at a thrift store that way. Repurposed it into beautiful fabric collage art, basically. So I really love how I was able to stamp these images, and so I'm going to show you how I did that. And I think this is just really pretty. This is a pretty button too. It's got like a little soldier. I thought it gave it a good look because of this spoon here. I think it kind of gave this whole little fabric lace collage a very pretty look, just with a lot of this little baby doily here, and just another kind of trim here. But anyway, that's the kind of thing I'm working on these days. And one more, let's see. Now this is a tag, and so I wanted to kind of revive my tags a little bit, and I like the way this one came out. And then you can put like, I kind of left it like a little pocket in there. I love this little brown kind of wooden looking button. And again, I stamped an image on the fabric before adhering it, and then this is just a little piece of paper, like a little index card that I rounded the corners on 2 of the 4 sides and stuck it in here, and so I think that is super adorable. The next thing I wanted to show you was, oh, okay, I did make another one. Here's this one, and again, I may or may not sew this. It's lightly glued on with the Fabri-Tac, and I just absolutely love it. I may put a little gem or some kind of a cute thing here, like a metal thing or a pearl thing, or a cabochon or something. I feel like needs to go there, but yeah, I absolutely love using these stamped images, and so I'm going to go ahead and show you. Okay, so these are my stamped images, or my stamps for my images, and so I've had these for a while, and I've wanted to use them, and since I was kind of working with the laces, that's kind of how I roll. It's just very organically. Things kind of start working together without me necessarily coming up with the great ideas. The great ideas just kind of come to me. So I can't take a lot of credit for that, can I? No. All right. I am very thankful, though, for the gifts that I have received from the Lord, of being able to have some creativity. So it's a blessing for sure. This is something I did on an index card. It's a large 4x6, and I split it in half. And so then I used this, and I like it. I think it's really sweet and really cute. But, you know, I don't love it as much as the other ones that I've shown you so far today. So, but yeah, I went ahead and just basically had pieces of white fabric. Like I said, I repurposed from either old or vintage linen items. Some of them had like some coffee staining, and I left, you know, I mean, not that it comes out, but I took advantage of it instead of throwing it out, and I love the little coffee stains or tea stains that are on it. So some of these are that way, not all of them, but some of them have a little bit of that tea stain or coffee stain, and so I've left that. And then others are just totally tea stained, or they're just plain white, like bright white, you know, like this one. And so yeah, I just kind of ripped up a few pieces, and because I love that ripped, rugged, like a shabby chic look around the edges. And so I just, and also when you rip them, it's better because they kind of rip a little more evenly than if you try to, you know, cut them. Cutting fabric is quite the interesting task. So, but yeah, so there's a few of those that have either coffee or tea stain, and then some of them are just completely free of that, and just have, you know, in some cases a little bit of embroidery in them, or they're just plain. And so that's what I did. I just took a bunch of little pieces of fabric in white or cream, whites and creams, some stained, some not stained, and then I just stamped them. You know, I used the Archival Ranger ink and the stamps, and yeah, bombs away. I just went ahead and did all that, and so that's what I was working on. And I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to put all this in the same video, so there is a chance that I will stitch this next part as I'm working on this. I may make this into 2 videos. I'm not sure yet, but I know I've been a little bit chatty, and so I definitely missed you guys. So definitely excited to see you all back here. All right, so I do want to put some images on this snippet roll. So, and then also this snippet roll looks more like it's kind of horizontal like that. And this one I'm making now, I kind of want it to be more vertical, you know, up and down. So I'm gonna try to, I wanna have some orientation that looks like that. And so I like stuff, something like that. But you know, these pieces that are stamped or have, you know, other designs on them, I think I'm gonna leave them to kind of layer on the very top. And so initially, I think what I want to do is put another layer on this. Now, the thing when you're working with light colors and like bright whites like this one, is that it's an opportunity to let some of these creamy laces stand out by, you know, just basically gluing them down just the way they are. And so, as you can see here, it really stands out. Now this one is a piece that is not cut very well, because this is a lace, so it doesn't rip. So you just kind of have to hand cut it. And I guess I can try to even it out a little bit better, but I think I'm going to leave it the way it is, even though it is wonky. Like I said, in some cases I will, you know, I don't try to be wonky, but I mean, I'm not a super great seamstress, so it's going to be wonky basically if I'm doing a lot of these. So, but I think that just gives it more personality. I think it's really cool. So I'm not going to stress about that. And, you know, in many instances, it turns out to be a really happy surprise. So I'm going to go with that on this project here. And so let me go ahead and I ran a little dab of glue. Like I said, I'm not putting a whole bunch because I may end up sewing, and you know, you don't want to have a ton of glue. And of course I can cut the excess now, or I can cut it later. I also made some of my own trim, and I thought this was really beautiful. And I actually made this out of 2 different kinds of fabric. This was a pillowcase, vintage pillowcase, and then this was a vintage curtain. And so I ripped the pieces and then sewed each piece into a ruffle and then glued them together in the middle and just created this gorgeous trim. And I mean, I just did that today, so I kind of feel bad because I feel like I made a lot of cute trim after I sent my package to Lisa, and I wish I would have been able to think about that before I sent it to her. I was so excited to send it to her that I just kept making, you know, finding more lace and actually making more trim myself, and come up with some really cool things, I think. But anyway, perhaps I can share some more with her in the future. So okay, so now look how cute that would look. Wouldn't that be cute? So guess what I'm gonna do? Now with this one, since it's a very thin piece, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the glue stick on it a little bit, because I'm gonna let this dry overnight and probably sew in the morning, because I'm not gonna be turning on the sewing machine at this late hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually, this turned out to be a little bigger than I wanted, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little piece right there and rip it off. And then yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I like that. Okay, let's do that. I'm just kind of randomly looking through some pieces. See how these pieces that are kind of this one is like a really pale, kind of a rose pink, but it's really pale. It almost looks like a beige. So I love that. And I think that's cute, but I can also kind of put it over here. But you see, it kind of stands out a little bit more to put it here. Maybe I can layer that a bit. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I can. Let's see. What do I want to do? No, I'm gonna put it straight down here, just like that. All right, let's try that. Let's give it a shot. All right. So put it right there, and let's see. All right, and I think I'm gonna tuck this under here a little bit, and then put a little more glue here and glue that piece down on top. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna cut the excess. Now, like I said, I'm trying to make it where the pieces are going vertically, so that's going to be an interesting idea here. Okay, so now I was looking through here. Let's see, that could be a pretty piece right there. I think that's cute. I think I am gonna go ahead and put that piece right there. I'm not convinced, but I guess I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put this little piece over here. Let's see. I love this little butterfly, it's so cute. So let's see if I can space that out, because I think 3 is probably gonna be enough. Finish. I mean, this is a simple snippet if I do it like this, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with simple. Simple can be very, very elegant and beautiful. So, but I do tend to like things to be more embellished, and so and then if I do some sewing, that's also an additional like embellishment in my opinion, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these bits here. Like I said, I'm not worried about this one being super permanent, because probably I will be sewing this one. And but I do like that the images are indeed vertical. And now you know, I can continue to layer, but like I said, that becomes trickier because I don't necessarily want to cover things exactly always. And also the shapes, you know, kind of change the dynamic of things sometimes, and I like that sometimes, and I don't always like that sometimes. So, you know, for that reason, I'm not too overly anxious to do that right now. See, like with this one, I do like that there, but I feel like it needs to be longer to go with this whole thing here. Let's see. I don't know. Not feeling it. Sometimes I will just, before gluing anything down, I'll just kind of leave it overnight so that I can, you know, kind of think about like how I feel about it the next day. And that's I found another good way to I guess audition some of these pieces, you know, just kind of let them, let's see here. Yeah, this is a way to let them kind of rest on the project, and then I can see whether it's something I enjoy or not. See, with this one, I kind of feel like I want to put something here to kind of balance it out, but anyway, I may need to speed up portions of this video because sometimes when I get stuck on something, it's not a fun thing to watch, I'm sure. So, but you know, you can't rush these things. Sometimes that's kind of where the meditation comes in for me, when I have to pause everything and just kind of play, you know, in a relaxed way though. You know, I can't be stressing out over how it's gonna look. So yeah, I'm not sure that I want to do anything there. I did make some let me grab some rope. So like I said, I put some laces together and layered them up to make, you know, my own trim. And so I may want to use, you know, pieces like this. And you know, just like with any other collage, sometimes you are going to cover pieces that then you're like, oh my gosh, why did I put that if I'm going to cover it anyway? Well, you just don't know. You don't know that that's going to happen until it happens. So, you know, you don't want to overly stress about that either. That's just going to happen. So like this little bit right there for some reason. I'm going to cut it and just do it. Just because I liked it. It's so cute, just like that. Love it. Now this one, I think I am going to put a little fabric tack on here because... Did I put it here? No, I don't remember. I think I did. Alright. The look I'm looking for is... Let's see. Well, see there? I like that. I like it. So... Boom. I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to do it. And yes, it is hard for me to cut lace. I kind of had a gulp moment there because I don't know why it makes me feel anxious a little bit sometimes. Because I just feel like lace is so precious, you know, that it freaks me out to cut it sometimes. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so I'm gonna just smush it there. All right, so this is starting to come out kind of cute. I don't know if you can see it there. And let's see, there's this piece. Oh, this piece is so pretty because of that butterfly, you know, it almost makes it look like the butterfly is fixing to get up and fly. So I like it. I like it. So, yep. And even though I'm going to cover up that little flower, I still like it a lot. So, alright. Let's see. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this thing. Alright. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that. That's really, really cute. Alright. So this one, I'll put my finger on it for a minute because I gotta, get the right part to adhere here. There it is on the middle, because it is a ruffle after all. So, okay, you guys, so this is what I got so far. With this one, I may put more little cutenesses on it and make it look even cuter. But as it stands, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I may put some jewelry on it or buttons or something. I might sew it maybe a little bit around some of the edges. But I'm pretty happy with it the way it is. And so anyway, I thought you guys, like I said, would enjoy seeing what I'm up to. Maybe I've inspired you to stamp on some of your cream or white fabrics that you have laying around, a bunch of, and you don't know what to do with it. And yeah, and just retake a look at your laces and have a little lace skipade like I have. Here's a little envelope that I covered up with some lace. And I think it's really cute. So, really pretty. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Be sure and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure and hit the subscribe button if you would like to be part of the Paper Kitty family. I will link all the ways you can reach me in the description box below. Be sure and hit the notification bell so that you will know when I have a new video for you. Love you so much. Love you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye now.